When you ask someone what it feels like to be young, their answer might sound something like this. Being young is fun because I can do whatever I want. Being young is exciting because I have so much ahead of me. Being young is amazing because I'm full of energy. But to me, being young doesn't feel any different than not being young. And that's because I'm still curious. Curiosity has nothing to do with age. It's a habit that we can all adopt regardless of how old we are. In fact, I think that staying curious is what keeps us young. Now, before I go further, I need to make one thing clear. I'm not trying to say that if you're curious, you'll live longer. I'm not even saying that curiosity is good for your health. I'm also not going to talk about how being curious makes you smarter. I've seen a lot of videos about that already. What I'm talking about in this video is how staying curious keeps us feeling young. I'll be using my personal experiences and opinions to make my points, but I hope that helps you see where I'm coming from. If you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button. That really helps me out. Maybe subscribe now. Let's get started. Let's start off with the basics. What does it mean to be curious? Curiosity is wanting to learn or know more. It's an interest in something. It's asking questions. It's the driving force behind learning and exploration. When you were young, you were naturally curious about everything. Why is the sky blue? Why do birds fly? Why do people laugh? These are just some of the many questions that children ask. Their curiosity leads them to ask these questions, but it also leads them to come up with their own theories. They hear that the sky is blue, so they believe that it's because the birds painted it that color. When they hear that birds fly because they have wings, they believe that it's because the birds want to be closer to the blue sky. And when they hear that people laugh because something is funny, they believe that it's because people like to make funny faces. Children will hold on to these beliefs until they are proven wrong. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. It means that children are constantly questioning things and forming new ideas. It means that children don't accept things blindly. It means that children aren't afraid to be wrong. But as we get older, we lose our curiosity. We stop asking questions. We stop forming new ideas. And we stop thinking outside of the box. Instead, we start accepting things without question. We start believing everything we're told, and we start being afraid of being wrong. We're so concerned with what other people think of us that we do, and even bother coming up with our own answers. We just copy what other people say. So why does this happen? Well, I think it happens because we're scared of being alone. We want to fit in, so we listen to what other people say instead of coming up with our own ideas. We want to be liked, so we stop being different, and we start being the same. We want to be accepted, so we stop standing out, and we start blending in. But there's nothing wrong with being different. There's nothing wrong with standing out. And there's nothing wrong with not fitting in. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that I'm overgeneralizing. You're thinking that not all adults are like this. You're right. You're absolutely right. Not all adults are afraid of being alone. Not all adults want to fit in. Not all adults want to be liked. But I think that most of us do want to be accepted. And I think that this desire is what causes us to stop being curious. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be curious if you want to be accepted. But I am saying that it is a lot easier to be curious if you do and care about being accepted. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't care about being accepted. But I am saying that you shouldn't let the need to be accepted control you. Because if you let the need to be accepted control you, then you're going to start copying what other people say, and you're going to start believing everything you retold, and you're going to start being afraid of being wrong. And that's not what I want for you. I want you to be yourself. I want you to be different. I want you to stand out. I want you to be curious. Let us take a look at some examples of what it would look like. If we applied this idea of curiosity to our daily lives, let's say you see someone who's really good at something. Instead of assuming that they're just talented, you could ask them how they got so good. Instead of assuming that they're just lucky, you could ask them how they got lucky. Instead of assuming that they're just smart, you could ask them how they got smart. By doing this, you're showing an interest in others. You're showing that you're open to learning from them. And you're showing that you're not afraid of being wrong. You're not afraid to admit that you don't know something. Let's say you meet someone new. Instead of asking them the same questions everyone else asks, you could ask them questions that are unique to you. For example, instead of asking them what their favorite food is, you could ask them what their favorite childhood memory is. Instead of asking them what their favorite color is, you could ask them what their favorite fictional character is and why. Instead of asking them what their favorite subject in school was, you could ask them what their favorite day of the week is and why. By doing this, you're showing that you're interested in people as individuals. You're showing that you're open to hearing their stories. You're showing that you're not afraid of being vulnerable. You're not afraid to share your own stories. Now, I know that this may seem like a simple concept, but trust me, it's not. It takes a lot of courage to be curious. It takes a lot of courage to be yourself. It takes a lot of courage to stand out. But if you can do it, I promise you, you'll be rewarded. You'll be rewarded with new experiences, with new friends, with new opportunities, with a new life. Curiosity has nothing to do with age. It's a habit that we can all adopt regardless of how old we are. In fact, I think that staying curious is what keeps us young. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out. If you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.